versatile and extremely competitive. He always gives his all for the team and has provided some really impressive assists as well as scoring goals himself. So Lions, big round of applause. This year's Players' Player, Tyler Rawlins. The next one I'm going to do is the Sporting Players Award. And I'd ask you to think, what is a sporting player? For me, a sporting player is a player that doesn't complain, a player that's constructive with suggestions about what we can do, both in gameplay and at training, a player that works hard for his teammates and to improve his own game, a player who isn't afraid to try something, but even more determined to put it right if it doesn't come off. A player who praises and encourages his teammates, never criticises mistakes on or off the field, and a player who wants to play but understands the limitations of starting numbers and squad numbers. It's a player for me that most importantly, whatever the outcome, always comes off the pitch smiling with something positive. A player that gives their all and is absolute delight to be around. Sporting player this year, Thomas Paparone. And the last one, the manager's player. As I said earlier, we've had a number of coaches this season, so there's been quite a lot of discussion and debate on this one. And it was a difficult one to choose. There were a number of players in the running, and boys, you should all be very proud of yourself. And as there is only one more trophy to go, what I would say to you all is that if you haven't got one of these today, same as last season, don't be too downhearted. Think about it. Have a chat with your mums and dads. Have a chat with me. See what we can do in training, and we'll work hard. And maybe you can get one from next year. Okay? So the Manager's Award, and this is based on a player that's improved not only this season, but last season as well. It's a player that listens, that does what you ask them to do. Many of the boys have had their moments this season, it's fair to say, and that has contributed to a difficult season for the Lions. And this player is one of those that has had his moments. But as I said, is a player that has listened and has improved the most for me year on year. He's a player who tries his hardest, both in practice and in the games, and that is what sometimes leads to frustration. He's a player that, like many of the boys, really gives his all, gives everything on the pitch, and again, like many of the boys, has really found his position this season. And such is the measure of this boy's reliability and his position that when I did drop him this season, I was asked some pretty tough questions by a number of the parents why I dropped him. So for me, and for the other coach this season, Manager's Player of the Year is Jamie Hyerson. Thank you very much.
Okay, if you'd like to take photographs, please do so.